So the thing with trying to be confident in different situations is that some situations are just awkward and difficult. And if you're really trying to grow in your personal confidence, you can pick up some of the tips that he has been doing and kind of implement it to when you are in these situations. So let's jump in with this first point, new place and new environment.
Fastest hours. Now, in that...
Coast Guard or Boston? Coast Guard, right on.
You can tell that when Chris Pine just got onto the set, he was kind of moving around to make himself feel comfortable. He even took a little sip of that, I don't know what it is in that mug. But then comes the crucial part where he tries to work the crowd a little bit by asking them, Coast Guard or Boston?
Coast Guard or Boston?
Now asking this question allows him to become a little more comfortable, a little quicker. Because when you're just in a new place, you feel kind of nervous and you want some kind of connection with the people or the environment around you. So you have some kind of positive feedback to kind of encourage you to keep on talking. So you can do this like what Chris did, to ask a really low barrier question to the people around you that almost guarantees an answer. Let's say in your own life, you're talking to a new group of people and one of them is wearing a jersey for a football team. You can say, "No, you're a big football fan?" That small question allows for a lot more things to come up within a conversation, but it almost guarantees an answer. Now the second difficult situation that was faced is, what happens if a joke did not land? How should you actually react? Let's look at this clip.
My peeing response to asparagus.
Your peeing response?
Oh, you know, some people pee, it smells like asparagus. Some people pee, it doesn't. I'm not going to tell you what mine is, by the way.
Wow, place your bets now.
When you look at Chris's response, there was actually two parts. The front part is on peeing and asparagus. The second part is on how he won't tell the audience what his results were. And the first part went kind of smooth. There was like a little chuckle here and there. But the second part was completely dropped and there was no response. But look at how he handles it. He treated everything as normal. He wasn't ashamed of what he said. Let's look at another example.
You try to do your best at all times. And then look down and run away ashamed when you feel like you failed him. But everybody...
There was two parts of the response. The front part went okay. The second part, not so well, when he was trying to mention a lot more of his vulnerability about shame to maybe try to get a few more chuckles, but that did not fall through at all. But what does he do? No reaction, and he just moved on as usual. The main point here is, if you try to tell a joke and just didn't land, like, don't agonize over it. As long as it's not offensive and people weren't taken back, just continue on as usual. Act normal. Don't make a big deal out of it. If you like what you see so far, don't forget to hit that like button. The next situation happens a lot and it is being put on the spot where all the attention is to you. What do you do in this situation?
Can you do it some Scottish? Can you do it in a little Scottish?
No, don't put me on the spot like that, man.
It's my job. It's my job.
So in this clip, he was put on the spot because the host was asking him to do a Scottish accent. And to be fair, he was probably already prepared and he just made it seem like he wasn't prepared because he has been training that accent for a good amount of time. But what he did that was important was reframing that control. When the host asked him to use his accent, he was put on the spot. Now he has to manage that request and also all the expectations of people around him. Now when you say, "Oh, don't put me on the spot like that," in a very playful way, he's actually slipping off some of that pressure.
No, don't put me on the spot like that.
Because now he is framing that question in such a way that the request was very unexpected. So now he almost has an excuse to not be prepared to be able to do what he needs to do. So if you're being put on the spot, some of the things that you could say is, "Wow, this is really sudden," or "Wow, this is really quick, I was not expecting this." Saying things like that allows for you to kind of get off the spotlight because it feels surprising and it's only natural that you couldn't do that request. Now this last one is on accidental insults. But a little note here is that there is a bit of an inappropriate joke here, so if you don't like that part, just skip it. But we want to really focus on how he handles that inappropriate joke.
Fully naked.
Throughout the whole film.
No, it's just
The
for
whole
one
film.
scene, and I hear it's not very long. The scene is not.
So in this clip, the host accidentally insulted him about parts of his body. But his reaction to it is he didn't even say a word. He gave two different looks. The first one was a more serious look and almost looked like, oh wow, that's not really cool. And two, as the host actually receives that look and understands that look, he starts to put in a little smile onto it and saying like, oh yeah, it's okay, I understand and I forgive you. So you can see that throughout this whole interaction, he maintained his composure. He didn't blow up, he didn't attack the person back. So you can see that when someone insults you, you don't actually have to react that much to actually show them that this is not okay. It can be a very simple look to show them that you're serious and that was not okay. If you like this video, I've made another one on talking to people with confidence and ease. So you might want to check that one out. And I'll talk to you guys next time.